Hi, welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Paulo and I'm here today to teach you how to make a text dissolve effect in Fusion, and I hope you like this effect. So let's jump into Davinci Resolve and see how you can do it. So here we are in the edit page, and let me show what I'm going to teach you today. It's this effect, so something like this. And for doing, let's come here to our media pool over here, right click and new Fusion composition. Let's add a title. Let me text the solve, and I'm gonna give it only 3 seconds, and I will tell you why, okay, in a moment. Let's create it. Now text dissolve, it's over here. Let's double click it and open in the Fusion page. Here we are in the Fusion page. If you are a beginner, you can watch a previous video of mine. Okay, I will leave a link down below for learning more about the Fusion page. So let's start by adding our background over here, and let's connect our background to our media out. And as soon as I connect it, this become black because the color of the background is black, and I want to change it. I'm going to put it transparent, so I will reduce here the alpha to 0, and now the background is transparent. So let's start by adding our text over here, and let me write text, and you don't see anything because we are seeing the media out. And let's press 1, and now this one is showing here. I'm gonna change the font. It's my font that I like, and I'm gonna change the size a little bit like this. So you can do all of that here in the inspector. Now let's add our particles to dissolve our text. For doing that, we come here to this section, and in here we have the particles emitter, the particles merge, and the particles render. For using particles, you have always to use the render node for rendering the particles. Okay, so let's add our particles emitter and our particles render. So let's connect this one to this one. Now, as you can see, the particles emitter doesn't have any input, and we want to connect our text to our emitter because we want the particles to come out from the text, not from a square. So let's select the particles emitter, and here in the inspector, if you don't see the inspector, just come here. Let's come here to the region, and instead of sphere, we're gonna change to bitmap. Okay, and now as soon as we connect it, as soon as we change it, now we can see an region bitmap, and here we have an input. And if we connect this our text to our particles emitter, as soon as we connect it, here appears the text one because it's the source is our text one. Now let's come here, let's go to the controls, let's increase a little bit the number of particles. Now let's connect this with our background. Let's merge it with our background, and here are some particles. Now let me go to the meter. Now let's go to the style, and instead of point, I'm going to change it to brush. Nothing changed because we don't have a brush selected. You can use all of this brush like this, and we can change the gain, but we have all these options over here, but I'm gonna choose this one. Now let me increase a little bit the gain, and if we play it, look what happens to our particles. Now let's add another node, and this one is a directional node. Shift space, and let's put particle directional force, this one, and add, and in this one, look, this is what we want. So it's done. And now let me put this aside. We don't see our text. For that, we're gonna copy our text because our text is the source for the particles emitter, and it's not showing. I'm gonna select it, copy, Control C, and now I'm gonna paste it, but I want a special because I want both text linked together. I'm gonna press Control, Shift, and V. And now we have an instance. So this one is an instance of this. So they are connected, as you can see in this line over here, because everything that you adjust in this one will be adjusted automatically in this one. Okay, so let's connect this one over here with the merge, and now, as you can see, we have our text visible and we'll still have our particles coming down. Now, this is very good, but I want this text to disappear, to be dissolved. For that, I'm gonna come here and shift space, and I wanna type dissolve, or if you already know, dx, and this one, and add. Now let me disconnect this one and put this one over here and remove this merge. It's no longer needed, and I want the text to be visible somewhere around here. Okay, to this frame. So I'm gonna come here to this frame. I'm gonna put this keyframe over here, and I wanna come over here and add a keyframe, and in here I want it to be like this. So let me put another one over here, and in here I want it to be like this. So I want to move this one a little bit further. So for that, I'm going to come here to the spline, and I want to see the dissolve, and I want to increase this a little bit. Let's do something like this. And I want this to come, instead of here, I want this to come somewhere around here. So let's reduce this a little bit. And I want to grab this point over here, and let's move it around here, and I want this to be a little bit like this. Now if we play it, let's go to the beginning, look, and the text is dissolving. Okay, but I want the particles to stop somewhere around here. I want the particles to disappear. Okay, so over here, let's go to the particles emitter. Let's go to the number over here, and I'm gonna add a keyframe over here, and I'm gonna come a little bit in backward, and I wanna give it a little another one. Let's go to this one, and now let's put it here, 0. Now I know that I have to adjust this, but let me reduce this, and now if we play it, let's go from the beginning. I'm gonna start, but I want this one to come somewhere around here, and I want this one to come a little bit like this, and this one I'm gonna adjust it a little bit, and this one earlier. Okay, so it's starting from here, and look. Okay, now let's close the spline, and I want to come here, and I want to give the text. I don't want the text to appear immediately. I want to appear letter by letter, like I was typing it. So for that, I'm gonna come here to the first, and I want to add a keyframe over here and put it like this, and I want to come here for the frame 8, and I want to increase this to add another keyframe, and it's done. Now we can come here, and as you can see, it's starting, and now it disappeared. Okay, now why I only put 3 seconds? Because I want to be able to adjust the size of the effect, and I don't want is 5 seconds. I can increase it, but I can't decrease it. So I select 3 seconds, and now it's the minimum size, and now I can increase it to be longer. So for that, we're gonna come here to the last node before the media out. I'm gonna shift space, and let's type keyframe stretcher, this one, and let me add it. What this node does is allows you to stretch fusion composition, and only in a certain part without affecting some parts of the composition. So let's see. let's come here, and in here we have some parameters we have to change. First one is the beginning. The source start is 0, in our case is 0, and the end is, you can see, 71. So we come here and type 71. Now let's see where we want the stretch, allow the stretching to be done. So where I want the stretch to be done is after the text over here. So it's in the frame number 7. So we're gonna put here frame number 7. And where do I want the stretch to end? And I'm gonna see where my effect is starting, is somewhere around here. So it's in the frame 15. So I wanna put here 15. Now, if I stretch my fusion composition, it will only stretch between the 7 and the 15, and will duplicate those frames in the middle, and the start and the end will be unchanged. Okay, so let's come here to the edit page. So let's add our fusion composition over here. Let me add a solid background over here. Let me change the color a little bit for like this. Okay, if I play it, you'll notice now it disappears, and this is the 3-second composition. Now let me change the size of this and let me put it like this. Now if I play it, look, it stays, and now it's dissolving. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learned something with this small tutorial about the particles and the fusion page. And if yes, don't forget, hit that like button, that helps a lot. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and hit that notification bell to be notified next time I will launch a clip. Until then, bye!